See this? See, see, see. Hello, everybody. This is Jeremy, and welcome to episode 2 of Road to Gencon for the Dragonball Super Regional Tournament. So the big news is the ban limit and errata list came out, and yeah, there's a lot of hits on there. I don't. Let's just get into it now. Let's do this super cool. Whoop. Make myself super tiny. What's this? Bring this up. I was already looking at some of this stuff. But let's start with the ban lists. Okay. So start with the ban cards. Banned. Dearest Godly Majesty. Pretty much what you would do is you would sack them. If you sack them from your hand, you'd play them for free. And from the drop area, you play them for free. There were some people playing it. Maybe someone who was playing a lot of green was playing it more. But I wasn't. Of course, I thought it was a good card, especially if you're like discarding cards, because like there's a lot of green cards say if you discard a card, get this certain effect. When you discard that, it's a free play, pretty much. So I see why. Not super upset. I do have a judge promo of this, so it's like, oh, boo. Pan Great Ape Whisper. When this card first came out, I absolutely hated it. So, not upset about it. I really like this leader. First of all, mainly because I really like this saga. This is probably the best story in all of Dragon Ball Z, if not all Dragon Ball series ever. Fantastic Cell Saga story. This is like the climax of the story here. So when they did a reboot, I was super excited about it. I played it a lot. I thought it was excellent. It's a really good leader, and it's too good. And in best of one, especially over the the summer with the pandemic, when I played a bunch of best of one, I didn't play a bunch. I played about 3 or 4, maybe not. Hey, I played a couple of best of ones and a couple best of threes, but online, this one right here, dumb. So I understand the best of one, best of 3. I mean, yeah, I see why. I just hate it personally because I just love this story and love this saga, and they actually did the leader right, because he was super powerful, and boo. Oh, look what we have here. It's Universe 9 Assemble. This, I'm not. I understand it. I totally get why they banned this card. I don't think it should have been banned. I think it should have been limited to Universe 9 leaders only. But again, it's one of those cards that fall with like the really generic wording. Like you just have to play yellow energy to do it. But they just banned it completely, which I think is a little overkill. It was just really dumb and Frieza. It was. I hate to say it, but it was. So I get it. I think it should have just been restricted to U9 leaders, but okay. Let's go back to the top of the page here. Let's go to limit. Okay. SS4 Son Goku, a heartfelt plea. Yeah. Yeah, should be limited to 1. Yeah. Because the effect of just sacking your own card to play it when you awaken as a 30k triple strike finisher. Yeah. I totally agree with this. Do not like this card either. Bardock the Resolute. I get it. It was applied really early pressure for free really quick if you're like burning people, like you think of Burn Han, I think King Piccolo plays a lot of burn, King Vegeta plays burn stuff, so it's a really easy card just to get out, and then you can just, sack it and play another one. So I think one of is pretty good, because a lot of late game, there is some late game burn, but, that's not bad. Don't understand this one, didn't play King Piccolo, haven't played against King Piccolo. Bergamo, Ferocious Roar. Glad I only had 2. Got one that's limited to one, which is fine. It can be I don't think this is going to be much of a finisher. It's a nice card to have. It might be a finisher. It was a finisher in Freeze, I believe, but I think again, auto, 1 yellow, 1 energy. If your leader is Universe 9, one of your opponent's card, like something like that. Or if your leader card is Universe 9, and just take the yellow out. So, and then the errata cards here. They just made this one where it has to be in active mode to switch to rest mode. Makes sense. This is that Videl leader I was talking about in the last video too. Really excited about this one. I might really dig into this one. This warms my heart. This really warms my heart. Cells Xeno SCR. So before it had Quad Strike, Ultimate, Deflect, Energy Exhaust Successor. If you have 5 or more energy when you play this card, choose the 3 cards in your opponent's hand, place it in the drop area, and this card gains dual attack for the duration of the turn. Now, it loses the static Quad Strike, and it gains it along with the dual attack on turn 5. So it's not, you can't just early game, here it is, here's a Quad Strike, 40k Quad Strike, dump my hand, win. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. So again, I'm not really familiar with this card. I'm guessing it goes in Majin Vegeta. But now you have 3 more energy, so I'm guessing it just did some stupid stuff really early. Dark Broly. A lot of people do not like Dark Broly. I've played against it a couple times. It was never terrible to play against, but now it says active battle. Choose 1 black battle card with 30,000 power in your hand or battle area and place it in its orange drop area. This card gets plus 5,000 power for the battle. It's a main once per turn. Choose up to 1 black battle card with 30,000 power in your hand or battle area and place it in its orange drop area. This card gets plus 5,000 power for battle. So you got to be a little bit more selective when doing that now, I guess. And you just can't dump just all your 30Ks into the drop area to play them and sack them and do all this stuff. So it's only once per turn. And they don't have any combo power. So that's a pretty solid hit, but a lot of people are thinking that's not that bad. So I don't know. I'm not a Dark Broly player. So, and then this one, the Black Smoke Dragon, Offering of Destruction. Oh, it just made it to where your leader card is black now. So only one to the leader cards. You can't just play it. It just can't be a static, just draw cards. So it has to be. Oh, the leader card is a black Demon Realm Race card. So it can only get that effect with Demon Realm Race. It can't just be putting anything else. This card. This also warms my heart very much so, because I have been complaining about this card since it came out. I'm okay with Burn. I'm totally good with it. Okay with Burn. I didn't like the fact that you get to turn 5 and you can't stop it. Like, you can't interact with it. You have no option. You just take it. So now it's a limit 1, so you can only do it, I believe, once per turn. Now I think that's what limit 1 means. So, like, it's still solid enough that you want to play it in the U7 Invoker deck. It's still a good card. But this makes it a lot more fair. And it's still playable because you just got to play a little bit differently and get it set up to where you got the 6 drop out, swing, make sure that's going to hit, like dump your hand, cat blow, get them down to like 2 life and do it. So, yeah, I don't think that's a bad hit at all. I love it because I hated just sitting there being like, okay, turn 5, well, boom, 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 cat blow, cat blow, cat blow, game over. Like, I didn't like that, so. This breaks my heart too, because the 2 decks I really wanted to think about playing was Mecha Frieza and Vegex, and they both got hurt. So now it's a burst 3. So now you really got to think about, like, Mill is still a thing. Oh, it's got another, I said place 3 card from the top of your deck. So Mill is still a thing, which is fine. If you're worried about Mill, it's Sparking 20 still really good. But Mill has other than the Android 18 cooler mill, it hasn't been super prevalent lately because of this guy. So I'm glad they didn't just ban him, because it still keeps mill decks in check, and people hated mill, and I personally hate mill. So it still keeps that in check. If it ever became a thing again, they'll just people do. I'll just play the jacks. So I don't have to worry about it, because you can mill me all you want. If that was the main strategy, you can mill me. It's just when I'm awake and I'm gonna flip over. So you're just gonna sit there just trying to mill me over, and we're just gonna go to time or whatever. So I like that. But burst 3 is so just like generic. I mean, a lot of the other ones are burst 3, so I don't think it's. I think it's terrible, but I think it drops a tier. Like, just be like, oh, it is a deck. I think this is an older one. So that's all the bans and erratas and all that. So that leaves me with a question. I'm gonna make myself big in here. So it leaves me with, what do I really want to play now? Because I don't think there might still be some Frieza Vegeks deck that look pretty good, and if those happen to make tournaments, I'll take a look at those deck lists and stuff. But right now, what do I want to play? So the first thing that came to mind is King Piccolo. Or not King Piccolo, King Vegeta. Okay. So I did make a King Vegeta list of the cards that I have access to, and the cards I have that I can borrow. So let's take a look. This is it. So first of all, don't judge me. I only have 3 of these. It still negs a battle card, which still works with everything that it does. So I can still do that unless it says that I can't play. I can only play mono red cards, which I didn't super read that, but I think it's working on negging. So this is kind of like the build I got so far. And from what I'm seeing, it's pretty much just I'm gonna play. That's wrong. I think I put a third one of him in there. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I put a third. Yeah, I think I put 3 of these in here. But anyways, so these cards I have access to for the most part, and it's pretty much the way it works is like you play this at the beginning of the game. You play these, on your opponent, this one and this one. I know a lot of people play the Raditz. I don't have the Raditz. And the Goku isn't that great, so I went with the Broly stuff. So I got the 1-drop, the 3-drop, and the 5-drop. This one I think lets you look at their hand and stuff, and this one's got double strike. This one's got Krill, this one's got barrier. So I went with the Broly chain instead because I don't have the Raditz. So I went with that variant. So pretty much it's just like you're just worrying about, negging the leader, negging the battle cards and getting them off field, working with his auto, because I think his auto reading. I got the deck here. Let me just kind of grab the leader here. So I'm just kind of at it. It says reduce the combo cost of all red Saiyan cards with 500 power in your hand by 1. When this card attacks, draw 1 card. This auto was started when the power of one of your opponent's cards is decreased. When your opponent's cards. Battle, unison, leader, whatever. Choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards, and it gets minus 10,000 power for the turn. So it really works with that. So that's why you got a lot of Frieza's Death Ball, Wolf Fang Fist is why I put that in there. I got this 1 super combo, although I'd rather have 4 Raditz, whatever. This SS3 Goku, he plays, and then, you can do his tap 1, choose one of your opponent's battle cards, and minus 5k it. If he's awakened, hey, that triggers it. It's minus 15. Things like that. The Yamcha, he minus 15. It's worried about negging opponent's cards. So that's kind of like the deck I've been kind of looking at. Tell me kind of your line of play. Let me know what your thoughts are. Again, this is what I have access to, and I got this list. Kind of what I kind of looked online on Shinron's Lair of the different type of who's been building it, who's been playing with it, and this is kind of like pulling from all kinds of lists. Like, okay, this kind of works for most lists. I know most people play the other 6-drop that's dual attack. Don't have it, so I have the double strike crit. My sideboard is mainly consisting of just in case they're able to get rid of Young Invaders, which I don't know if they can even get rid of Young Invaders, but I was kind of worried about it because there's a lot of cards that can get rid of fields. Denial of Hope seems really interesting because if your league card is red, if the battle card your opponent is playing has 20,000 power or less, it's placed on a drop area instead of being played. So I wonder if I can counter a counterplay card. Like, I'm thinking about the Trunks God Sealing Technique. I'm thinking about another Yamcha. I'm thinking about the Frieza. Thinking about like the counterplay cards, which are really big right now. I wonder if those become a problem if I can side this in. If of course if I have 2 energy to do it, to be like, nope, it's not played. It's put in the drop area instead of being played. So get rid of it. So if I really just need to get something, that was just really interesting. I put a little bit more in negates. Again, it's not really a negate, but it's like if I'm tapped out, it negs. I can get something else out. I did put this at 1 of. I think this, if I can see it early, it's decent. After a while, of course, there is cards that can have critical in here and they can like burn and stuff. But one of these, I have one of these, which is actually, it's only 27 cents, really. I already played 2 topos, but just kind of topping those off and that too if I really need to see them. Of course, if I get a lot of cards in the field, if I need to get rid of them, I can overwhelm, which it seems like this deck doesn't play a ton from the drop, at least from what I'm just seeing here. Placing the bottom of its owner's deck. Well, it does that. It does do that. I mean, you don't want to get rid of those. You don't want to overwhelm those until you have to, like the Broly and the Vegeta, but, Liz, let me know what you think here. 2 of the Frieza Death Ball. Again, just kind of negging battle cards, whatever. He negs stuff, he ignores barrier for that. I think Wolfang Fist does too, yeah. So it's got 2 of these that kind of work with works with the Unison card and more to apply pressure. So yeah, this is what I'm going with right now. Again, I don't think it's optimal, but it's what I have for now. So let me know what you think about that. Now, I know Bandai. Let me kind of. I want you to look at me. Look at me. I know I know. Bandai really stripped some cards from us. Really hit us with a big errata list, a big limit list. I get it, but they did give us a turn 1 victory. They did. Ladies and gentlemen, let me introduce you to the single greatest card ever created in Dragon Ball history. Oh, I love this card. I'm shedding a tear because this card is amazing. Commemorative photo, active main, 1 green energy. Your opponent may add all their life to their hand. So you can't just choose 1 or 2. Like you take it all, and you get a commemorative photo out of it. I can't wait to play this card. I'm gonna play this card. If I see you at Gencon the regional and you play this card, and we all know I'm gonna do terrible this tournament, right? If I'm sitting there 0-2, 0-3, and you play this card, say, "Hey man, let me just play it," I might just be like, "You got it," because this is awesome. This is amazing. For the simple fact of, do you know the mind games that you can play with me for this card? Look. I'm gonna look. This is me. Look. Listen. All right. About 15 minutes ago, before this game started, I had Taco Bell, right? And I had a glass of milk. I'm lactose intolerant, so as I tap 1 green energy, I really gotta go to the bathroom. Commemorative photo. Can we just call it? Can we just take your life from me? And let me just, you just mess with people's head with it. I love it. I don't. It's great. It's a fantastic card. It's a card for me that reminds me of how much fun this game is, and like I'm gonna play it. I'm really gonna play this card. I'm definitely gonna play it in Green Hercule because it fits really well with that. Look, let me just take your life from me, please. Just come on. Or you'd be like, hey, shh, hey, listen, shh, hey, hey, tap on green energy. Let's take a photo. Let's take a selfie. I cannot wait to play that card. That is so much fun. But yeah. So pretty much, Mecha Frieza probably. Now I don't think Mecha Frieza is going to be unplayable. I think they're really. It seems like they're really wanting you to play like the yellow extra cards made for Frieza and the Frieza stuff, rather than just a bunch of good yellow stuff. And it seems like that's still okay. I don't think it's going to be like really good, but it'll still be okay. And then Vegeks, again, still playable, still checks mill decks. Just the Burst 3 is just not near as good. So those two decks that I was really looking at playing, probably not playing. So I'm looking at King Vegeta currently. Now, unfortunately, I have this built, and the cards that I'm trying to borrow, I can't because the people that I'm borrowing from are already playing red. So I don't know what I'm gonna play tomorrow. I might just play Blue Beerus because I have it built and I want to play it just for fun. I don't know what I'm gonna play, but anyways, little speed bump on the road to Gen Con, but we'll get there. Any suggestions? Any decks that you think might look good after, once the ban list officially hits? Let me know. I'll definitely consider it and look at it. Or anything that can make King Vegeta better. Of course, the promos, but I don't have access to all the promos. So let me know. What do you guys think? And like, comment, share, subscribe, and see you guys in the next one.